The weight you carry today is not something others can see, yet it presses down upon your soul with a density that feels almost physical. This unseen burden is a collection of worries about tomorrow, regrets about yesterday, and a bone-deep exhaustion that sleep cannot cure. You wake up already feeling behind, already tired of the fight, wondering how much longer you can keep your head above the rising tide. This fatigue is more than just a lack of rest. It is a spiritual weariness that comes from trying to navigate a broken world using only your own strength. You have been the pillar for everyone else, the one who listens and provides. But in the quiet moments when the world goes still, you feel like you are slowly crumbling from the inside out. In those long, hollow hours of the night, a particular kind of darkness sets in. Not just the absence of light, but the perceived absence of the divine. You have whispered prayers into the shadows, searching for a sign or a whisper to let you know you aren't walking this path alone. Yet, for a long season, there has been nothing but a deafening silence. This silence feels like abandonment, creating an illusion that the Creator has moved on to more important matters, leaving you to fend for yourself in the wilderness. You look around at others who seem to be thriving, and you ask yourself what you did wrong. This silence has become a heavy wall, separating your desperate heart from the peace it so deeply craves. You have reached a definitive breaking point. It is that moment of total fatigue where hope feels like a flickering candle about to be extinguished by the wind. Anxiety has become a constant companion, a low-frequency hum in your mind that never quite goes away. This is the hidden struggle of the weary soul, the battle fought behind closed doors and beneath a polished exterior. You've mastered the art of the brave face, smiling through the emptiness while your heart is screaming for a reprieve. You validate the pain of others, yet you rarely feel your own pain is recognized. You are tired of being strong, tired of pretending, and tired of waiting for a change that never seems to arrive for you. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. It is important to realize that your presence here at this exact moment is not a coincidence. You are not just another viewer scrolling. You are a soul who has been led to a specific clearing. Like every tear you have shed in private, every groan of your heart too deep for words has been seen. The divine recognition of your pain is absolute. God hasn't been looking away. He has been looking directly at the wounds you try so hard to hide. He knows the exact depth of your weariness and the specific texture of your fear. He has counted every step. This moment marks the first shift in your narrative. This video is a preordained appointment, a sacred pause designed to interrupt your cycle of exhaustion. The breakthrough you have been seeking is not far off. It is beginning right here. You might have thought the silence of the past season meant God was indifferent, but there is a profound revelation waiting. That silence was not abandonment. It was the quiet work of divine protection. While you were wondering where he was standing between you and the storms. The silence was the sound of a creator working behind the scenes. Today, the silence ends, and the direct word you need is finally being spoken to your heart. The silence that once felt like a cold void is now being filled with a warmth that penetrates the deepest layers of your soul. This is the direct message of healing you have been waiting for. It is not a general comfort, but a surgical and precise restoration of your internal world. The Creator is performing a deep renovation. Those memories that still make your heart race with anxiety, those betrayals that left you unable to trust, these are the targets of His divine touch today. He is speaking peace into the storm of your past traumas, commanding the waves of old grief to be still. You have carried the weight of what happened to you as if it were a life sentence, but today, that sentence is being overturned. This intervention is your birthright. Healing is not a temporary relief, but a permanent shift in the frequency of your heart. Healing is not a distant reward. It is a present reality manifesting in your spirit right now. Understand that the anatomy of a breakthrough is often hidden in the anatomy of the wait. You have spent time in what feels like the waiting room of life, watching others be called into their destiny while you remained in the shadows. In that quiet, frustrating waiting room, your character was being strengthened. You were learning to lean not on your own understanding, but on a wisdom that transcends your circumstances. If the miracle had come when you first asked, you might have lacked the foundation to sustain it. You have been forged for a purpose you are only beginning to grasp. But now, after the fire, you are ready. The delay was never about punishment. It was about divine preparation. You are being shaped into a vessel that can carry the glory about to be revealed. There is a call echoing through your spirit. Release the control. You have spent years trying to manually fix every broken pipe in your life, exhausting yourself with tools never meant to handle this spiritual pressure. You have stayed awake calculating numbers that don't add up and rehearsing conversations that never happen. Lay it down. Divine intervention cannot fully take the lead while you are still white-knuckling the controls of your destiny. Surrender is not defeat. It is the ultimate strategy. But this is the moment where you step back and allow the Creator to navigate the complexities that have overwhelmed you. Let go of the need to know the how and the when, and trust the one who has never failed you. The removal of old garments is underway, as labels of failure and abandonment fall away. These rags of your former seasons are being stripped away to make room for a new identity. You are stepping out of the shadows of the past and into the sunshine of a new day. You are no longer a victim of your history. You are being reclothed in the robes of a conqueror, no longer defined by the scars of the struggle. The old you is passing away. A new version of you is emerging, one who walks with a confidence that isn't rooted in circumstances, but in the unshakable promise of the one who called you by name before time began. The atmosphere around you is shifting. The unshakable spiritual tide is turning, and the water that once threatened to drown you is now beginning to carry you toward the shore. The chains that have held your finances in a state of perpetual lack are being unlinked. The spiritual blockages that have kept your relationships in a cycle of pain are dissolving. Even in your physical body, the heaviness of stress and the effects of long-term anxiety are being lifted. This is a total invasion of light. Your finances, health, and connections are being recalibrated now. The chains are being vaporized by divine light. There is a massive obstacle that has stood in your way, an immovable and ancient mountain that seemed permanent. As you listen, that mountain is being moved by an invisible, sovereign hand. The greatest hindrance to your joy and the source of your deepest fear is being shifted out of your path at this very second. The way is being cleared, not by your might, but by the breath of the Creator. Everything is changing. The ground beneath you is firm again, and the horizon is no longer a source of dread, but a canvas of infinite possibility. The foundations of your greatest obstacle are crumbling, and the path ahead, once blocked by shadows, is being illuminated by a light so bright it erases every memory of the darkness. The debris of the past is being cleared away to make room for a divine architecture you never dreamed possible. There is a sacred promise of restorations hanging in the air, a decree that what was lost in the fire will be returned in the gold. For every year the locusts have eaten, for every night you cried over a theft of your joy or resources, there is a coming recompense. This is the concept of double for your trouble. The universe is not just balancing the scales, it is overflowing them in your favor. You are not merely recovering, you are being upgraded. The The tears you sowed in the previous season are the seeds of the harvest you are about to reap. The pain was real, but the restoration will be even more tangible, bringing a wholeness to your heart that makes the previous fractures look like a beautiful mosaic. As you step into this new season, notice the blueprint of the change unfolding. This is not a subtle shift, it is a total realignment of your reality. Unexpected doors, once bolted shut by circumstance, are beginning to swing wide on silent hinges. You will find favor in rooms you didn't even know existed. A peace that surpasses all human understanding is descending upon your mind, acting as a sentinel over your thoughts. Where there was once a frantic noise of worry, there is now a steady, rhythmic quiet. Your strength is being renewed. You will run and not grow weary. This new season is characterized by a lightness of spirit, a buoyancy that allows you to float above the very waves that once threatened to pull you under. Now is the moment to exercise your spiritual authority. You are no longer a silent observer, but a co-creator with the divine. I encourage you to begin speaking life over situations that once smelled of death. Use your voice to declare the end of the drought. Claim the promises of healing for your body and hope for your mind. When the old whispers of fear return, or we answer them with the authority of one backed by the host of heaven, your words have weight. They are the keys that unlock the doors already standing before you. Speak to your finances and command them to align with abundance. You are standing in the middle of a shifting landscape, and your faith is the compass directing the flow of this new energy. Observe the final transformation within your own soul. The person who began this journey, tired, lost, and burdened, is gone. In their place stands an individual who is positioned and purposeful. You are no longer wandering through a desert. You are marching toward a sure destination. The exhaustion has been replaced by an intentionality that radiates from your being. You understand now that every trial was a training ground, and every delay was a protection. You have been refined in the furnace and have come out as pure gold, ready to inhabit the space prepared for you. Your identity is no longer tied to your struggles, but to your victory. Look for the confirmation signs in your immediate surroundings. This breakthrough is manifesting in the physical world. You might notice a sudden phone call, a financial blessing, or a physical healing that leaves the doctors puzzled. Perhaps it is a heavy cloud lifting from your home, or a relationship suddenly warming. These are the markers of the divine shift. Notice the way the light looks different and how the air feels easier to breathe. These are the signatures of the Creator, proving that the change has moved from the unseen realm into the visible. In this closing benediction, receive the truth that the Creator is actively fighting for you. The battles you thought you had to win alone were handled the moment you decided to trust. The enemies of your peace have been scattered, and the path ahead is paved with grace. You are surrounded by a hedge of protection. The love that holds the stars in place is holding your heart together. This is the ultimate climax, the realization that you are never alone. The final revelation is this: the change hasn't just started, it has already arrived. Today is the first day of your new life, marked by favor and grounded in purpose. The old world is behind you, and a magnificent new horizon is before you. Walk forward today with your head held high.